Greetings to everyone out there in the NoDQ galaxy. Welcome to the NoDQ live recap of Smackdown for August 20th, 2019. A few interesting things happened on the show this week. We did have two more King of the Ring matches. We had a match set for the Clash of Champions pay-per-view. We had a big tease regarding Roman Reigns' mystery attacker. If you enjoyed this video, please click that subscribe button, turn on your notifications so you can get updates. Whether I praise the show or I'm negative about the show, keep in mind, guys, that I try to be fair with my reviews, and I do this for the love of wrestling. Just like everyone else, I'm a fan of WWE, and I want to see them succeed. I try to give my fairest, most unbiased reviews possible, though. I break down the shows. I look at the pros and the cons of every single segment. Not everything is going to be positive, and not everything is going to be negative. So just throwing that disclaimer out there, let's go ahead and get started with the review. Power Packers 90 with a $2 super chat says, RIP NXT 2013 to 2019. I will talk about the big announcement regarding NXT in just a few minutes. People have been asking me about it, so I will discuss that momentarily. Member Berries. I remember the Member Berries with a $2 super chat says, remember when Rikishi was the mystery attacker? Oh, I remember, all right. I remember for sure. All right, so we had Randy Orton come out to kick off SmackDown. He said, unlike Kofi Kingston, he tells the truth. He said that at SummerSlam, Kofi ran from him, and then once again brought up how Kofi is stupid. Kofi Kingston's music hit. Kofi snuck behind Randy Orton, which is funny because you think Randy, the veteran, would know better, but I guess the idea is that Randy isn't quite as smart as he appears to be. Kofi appears from behind, hits the tip, also known as the Trouble in Paradise, on Randy Orton. The Revival came out. But then Kofi Kingston got the upper hand. He used a steel chair to fight them off. And this was the quick opening segment to this week's SmackDown. This was fine. Good opening segment. I liked it. Yeah. JSpin401 says the tip, LOL what? That's what I call the Trouble in Paradise. It is the tip. The TIP. We had yet another Roman Reigns storyline recap, only the 50th one now on WWE television. It's ridiculous. We get it. We know what's going on here. You don't need to remind us. You don't need to hold our hands every step of the way. We get it. You know, if we're interested, we know what's going on. If we're not interested, we don't care. We don't need to see it 500 times. Just show us the recap once, or maybe show us a brief 30-second thing. But do we really need the same 2-minute recap every single show? It's getting ridiculous. Next up, we had Shane McMahon backstage meeting with Kevin Owens. Owens said he had a horrible week, and he's not there to make things any worse. Owens once again asked Shane McMahon to reconsider. Remember when Steve Austin begged Vince McMahon to not fine him or not suspend him? Oh yeah, that stuff never happened. Shane said he'll take everything under consideration. Member Berries, my new favorite username, Member Berries with a $5 super chat. So Member Berries is the NoDQ super chat champion, first one of the evening, dethroning Colin Andrew. Member Colin Andrew. He says, remember when I won the NoDQ super chat championship for the first time? We remember Member Berries. We had Andrade versus Apollo Crews in a King of the Ring match. I thought this was a really solid match. I figured it would be good. Apollo got some offense. He was a very game competitor. But in the end, Zelina Vega with the outside interference, she actually grabbed Andrade's leg to prevent Apollo from hitting a move on Andrade. Andrade then took advantage of the situation, hit the hammerlock DDT, and scored the victory to advance. So my pick, Andrade, is still in it. And we'll see if he becomes King Andrade along with Queen Zelina. Andrade victory was pretty obvious, but I'm happy he advanced. We had a backstage segment where Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan arrived with a mystery guy who was under a hood, and apparently he had been kidnapped by Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan telling him to sit there and not move. Then we had Elias backstage walking around with his guitar, and there was a guy standing there dressed up in a disguise. Elias told him to drop the crap. The guy took off the disguise. It was revealed to be a referee, and then Elias demanded to know where the referee had Drake Maverick. Where was Drake Maverick hiding? Basically, that's what Elias wanted to know. The referee pointed to the crate, and then Drake Maverick was pulled out of the crate. Elias notified Drake that there's a piece of paper and told Drake to read the paper. And the paper stated that for tonight, the 24/7 rules have been suspended. So it's not the 24/7 championship. It's the 22/7 championship. I find this so lame. The 24/7 title, if you're going to call it the 24/7 title, don't suspend the rules, because then it's not 24/7. I don't know. I know the whole thing's ridiculous and it's goofy, it's campy, but come on now. Don't call it the 24/7 title and then it's not 24/7. We have a $5 super chat from Dan Sky. So we got some new super chatters tonight. Shout out to Dan Sky for beating Memba Berries. Dan Sky says, love your shirt. 2 more movies coming. Anyhow, is it me or does Roman Reigns feel fresher in this lead angle role as opposed to the norm main event role? Honestly, not really, especially when he's wrestling. When he's not wrestling, I'm fine with it. And I do think Roman coming out there and just being a badass is good for him. So in that sense, it's fresh. But when he goes out there and wrestles, I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, I get John Cena 2.0 vibes from him. He's booked like Superman, so it's hard for me to get invested in his matches. Like, I can never suspend disbelief and feel like Roman can possibly lose the match clean. Like, I know when there's a Roman match, if there's any chance of him losing, it's going to be because of outside interference. So it's like the Hogan-Cena scenario with Roman Reigns. And to me, it's just boring. But, you know, overall with the character, I think WWE's doing it right with him, just letting him be the Samoan badass. You know, when he was going out there and talking about tater tots and all that stuff, that was when Roman was really going down the cliff. So when he was doing the really lame comedy, that wasn't doing him any favors. What they're doing with him now, storyline-wise, is better than what they were doing with him before. So I will agree with you in that sense. We had a moment of bliss. So Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross brought out Charlotte Flair. They asked Charlotte about Bayley being the face of SmackDown Live, and Charlotte said she is SmackDown and that Bayley being the champion means that the championship is an afterthought. We had Bayley come out and say that Charlotte is just making excuses. Bayley said she's the champion and therefore she is better than Charlotte, and that eats up Charlotte inside. Charlotte said that Bayley has devalued the title and she's going to restore the prestige of the championship at Clash of Champions. Bayley saw that as a challenge for the pay-per-view and said, challenge accepted, and then Bayley proceeded to shove Charlotte out of the chair. So a little bit of an interesting sign that maybe Bayley's going to get somewhat of an edge. No pun intended, no reference to Adam Copeland, but interesting to see Bayley show a little bit of aggression here to set up their match for the pay-per-view. Don't know if it will result in the crowd caring more about Bayley, but she needs something at this point. You know, going off of SummerSlam, crowd did not care about her match with Ember Moon whatsoever, so in that sense, Charlotte is correct. And I feel like Charlotte's going to end up being cheered over Bayley at this point. So maybe the whole idea here is to get fans more behind Bayley and give her a little bit more of an edge. John Schlosser Yeah, John Schlosser with a $5 super chat is the brand new reigning and defending No DQ super chat champion. Says exposes the mat and drops a DDT on the concrete to Dan Sky for the 1, 2, 3. Congratulations to John for being the new super chat champion. I appreciate it. And Memba Berries just sent in a $2 super chat. Says, I don't remember Austin ever apologizing to Vince. I don't remember that either. And to me, that's such a flaw with Kevin Owens. I know he's not the same character as Steve Austin, but it just makes Owens look so uncool when he's begging to Shane. I guess Owens is supposed to be more the common man, but really Steve Austin was too. He just didn't give a damn, you know? He was a total rebel. JSpin401 says, new No DQ champion and hands the belt over to Aaron. Well, unfortunately, you're not the champion, so too late for that, JSpin401. You're going to have to actually win the title in order to hand it to anybody, but I appreciate that sentiment. So Charlotte Bayley at Clash of Champions, we'll see what goes down with that. We had Roman Reigns and Buddy Murphy backstage. Buddy Murphy said that he was pretty sure that it was Rowan that was the attacker and said to Roman, he's only trying to help Roman. Roman responded by saying, well, you better hope you're right, because if you're not, I'm going to come back and kick your ass. Again, Roman just keeping it short, being a badass. I think it's fine, you know. In that sense, I'm fine with what Roman Reigns is doing. By the way, guys, to win the Super Chat Championship, it has to be a $5 or more donation, but I do appreciate JSpin401 with your effort there. And guess who's back, everybody? Awesome JL94 with a $5 Super Chat. Back again for the title 7 times. So Awesome JL94 defeating John Schlosser with the Randy Orton RKO out of nowhere. And he says, and for this awesome stream. Well, thank you for tuning in. I appreciate it. And thank you to everyone for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the video. Again, if you do, please subscribe. Click on that notification button. Tell a friend. Anybody you know who watches wrestling. It might not sound like much, but any word of mouth goes a long way. So if you know a wrestling fan, a WWE fan, AEW fan, please let them know about this video, NoDQ.com. Whatever you can do to spread the word, I really do appreciate it. And at the end of this video, I will be talking about NXT, so don't tune out once I finish the review. I am going to address the whole AEW versus NXT situation. So we had Daniel Bryan versus Buddy Murphy. Daniel Bryan cut a promo before the match. He said Buddy is a cowardly liar in the ring for what he said about Eric Rowan being the attacker. Buddy Murphy went right after Daniel Bryan, hit a running knee to the face right off the bat, got a very immediate near fall. Bryan came back, had control for most of the match. He kept yelling at Buddy Murphy to stay down. Crowd was getting behind Buddy Murphy, so far the push is working. The crowd chanted, "Let's go, Buddy." Buddy made his comeback. He hit a brainbuster, but Bryan got his foot on the rope. Eric Rowan was there to point it out, and then Rowan tried to get involved further in the match, but then ended up eating a super kick from Eric Rowan. Bryan tried to roll up Buddy for a near fall, but didn't work. And then Buddy came back, hit the Murphy's Law, and 1, 2, 3, Buddy Murphy has defeated Daniel Bryan. Will this be the beginning of bigger things to come for him? Will this be like the 1, 2, 3 Kid beating Razor Ramon on Raw? Or will it be more like Kevin Nash losing to Rey Mysterio and then gets his win back a week later? So which way is it going to go? We'll have to wait and see. But so far, WWE's, credit to them, hats off to them. They're doing a good job with Buddy Murphy. And I feel like he's starting to gain some momentum. And let's see, in the chat room, Darren Frazier with a $5 super chat. So Darren says, cannot stay on for long. I give SmackDown C+. Great matches tonight, but ending was lame and rushed to me, and did not like the Shane and Owens segments. Well, I will get to that here in a few minutes. So you'll have to check it out on demand if you're not able to stay. But thank you for tuning in. And thank you, Darren, for becoming the new NoDQ Super Chat champion. I'll say you won it via the Stone Cold Stunner, since I was talking about Austin earlier. Congratulations to Darren for being the new champion. We had the Revival come out and say that New Day isn't championship material, and therefore they are officially challenging the New Day for Clash of Champions. I'm trying to think. Revival, they're on Raw, right? New Day are the SmackDown champions. I'm so confused right now. But again, the brand extension is pretty much dead now until SmackDown debuts on Fox. And the belief is that WWE is going to reboot the brand split once the move is made to Fox, and we're in a lame duck period right now. But yeah, I'm just totally confused, and I feel like I think WWE mentioned wild card rule on Raw, but I feel like it's just not really enforced. Like, just random people are showing up, and it's just basically whoever wants to show up shows up. You know, there's no rhyme or reason for anything right now. We had Heavy Machinery come out for a match with Revival. Revival picked up the victory. Not a whole lot to say about it. I guess basically Revival, they're getting a push right now, and Heavy Machinery's push appears to be over. And let's see here in the chat room. We got a $15 super chat from Harold Warren. So thank you so much for that, Harold. He says, in my honest opinion, 90% of SmackDown Live completely bombed from the get-go. But the best part is that Buddy Murphy is getting a major push. I'm just saying. I agree with you. Buddy Murphy might have been the highlight of the show. Buddy Murphy versus Daniel Bryan might have been the best part of SmackDown this week. So Harold Warren, you, my friend, are the brand new NoDQ Super Chat Champion of the World. Congratulations. I appreciate it. You win the title via the rock bottom and the people's elbow on top of that. So congratulations again to Harold for being the new championship. Thank you for that very generous super chat donation. We had Chad Gable backstage interviewed. He was asked if he considers himself to be an underdog. He responded by saying, yeah, it's true. His coach told him to find another sport. People have been doubting him for years. Meanwhile, Shelton Benjamin was sneaking around behind him and put a sign on the door and then snuck off into the night. Gable walked up to the sign, which read, you must be at least this tall to enter the King of the Ring tournament. And Gable was like, ha, 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 real funny, and went into the locker room. So yeah, I guess WWE is going to keep doing the short gimmick with Gable. I don't know if it's going to do anything for him. There's a rumor that he's going to be called Shorty G, and yeah, I don't know about this. I really don't. They're basically making him a comedy act, and you know, you would think that WWE would maybe take him a little bit more seriously with the King of the Ring tournament, but whatever. I mean, Gable and Shelton, I'm sure they'll have a good match, but I mean, yeah, it's basically just two guys that are being thrown in there, and WWE's not even making an effort for us to think that one of them has a legitimate shot of winning. So that's unfortunate. Psycho Jet Black with a $5 super chat to Harold. Not the super chat itself, but the move via the Bronco Buster to Harold to become the brand new, reigning, and defending NoDQ Super Chat champion. He is the man of the hour. Too sweet to be sour is Psycho Jet Black. And he says, also, TGS is more over than EC3. Well, especially considering the fact that EC3 doesn't even get on WWE television. I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. EC3 is, as Mo Howard would say, he's going nowhere fast. So thank you for that, Psycho Jet Black. You are the brand new champion. We had Miz TV with special guest Sami Zayn. And talk about a random segment here. I am curious to see where this goes, though. Sami Zayn came out, talked about his losing streak, says he got caught in the trap. Caught in the trap. That reminds me of an Elvis Presley song. Caught in a trap, we can't get out, something like that. He said it's the same trap that Miz is in. It's all about greed, selfishness, being overly ambitious. And then Zayn said that the people on SmackDown need his help. Again, I thought Sami Zayn was on Raw. I know WWE is still doing the wild card rule, but I don't know. Member Berries with the $2 super chat says, remember when EC3 was the world champion? Actually, I don't really remember that, but now that I think about it, you're right. He was the TNA champion, but it was TNA. So was it really a world championship? That's the question you have to ask. Anyways, we had Sami Zayn introduce Shinsuke Nakamura, the current Intercontinental Champion. Miz said, okay, why does Shinsuke Nakamura need Sami Zayn's help? Zayn responded by saying that Shin, aka Shinsuke Nakamura, is Japanese. He's an artist. He's a poet. And because of that, Zayn feels that Shin is not respected because he's Japanese. So therefore, Shin needs a mouthpiece, and Sami Zayn is going to be that mouthpiece. Zayn talked about how they have a bond. He actually didn't mention anything about their NXT TakeOver match, which people still remember as one of the all-time great TakeOver matches. But he did mention their bond, and then all of a sudden, Shinsuke Nakamura hits the Kinshasa on Miz from behind, and then hits a second one. I was looking at this and wondering, are these guys going to go to NXT? Is this going to be the start of a storyline that leads to Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura jumping ship back to NXT to help fill those 2 hours and give NXT some more star power? Could this be? I mean, that was my thought process here. Otherwise, I don't really understand this storyline. Like, why is this happening all of a sudden? Unless this is the start of maybe the NXT guys get together and say, we're not being respected on Raw or SmackDown. We're going to go back to NXT and go back to the real #1 brand in WWE. I don't know. I'm curious to see where this is going, though. I would think this has something to do with NXT, but I don't know. Could end up going nowhere. This could end up being dropped a week from now. Harold Warren, back again with a $10 super chat, says, truth be told, the wild card rule is for the birds. I'm just saying. I agree with you there, Harold, and congratulations on once again being the brand new, reigning and defending, 24/7, 22/7, European, hardcore, SHIT, Saskatchewan, hardcore invitational title, NoDQ, CAW, whatever you want to call it, Super Chat champion of the world. Congratulations to you, Harold, once again, and thank you again for that very generous Super Chat donation. Backstage, we had Daniel Bryan telling the guy under the hood that Roman Reigns is coming, and then we had Shane McMahon say that, you know what, Owens, you've never apologized for attacking a referee. Owens then apologized. Shane said he will lift the fine, the $100,000 fine. However, if Owens ever touches another referee, he is going to be fired immediately on the spot. Owens offered a handshake, but Shane declined it, saying he's not quite there yet. Psycho Jet Black with a $2 super chat says, The Fiend versus Rift Aronson in an Iron Man match. Oh, I wouldn't even last a minute with The Fiend. You know, The Fiend would just, he would choke me out right away. I'm not going to be coming on here with an ego trip. Fiend would kick my ass. Fiend would kick just about anybody's ass. And by the way, quick plug, click the link, NoDQ.com/merch. There, I saved myself. Click the link to pick up a NoDQ.com hat. They're available, NoDQ.com/merch. You can also get the NoDQ t-shirt, all that good stuff. If you want to support the website, head over to NoDQ.com/merch. So click the link to pick up a shirt. We had Elias versus Kevin Owens in a King of the Ring match, the final match of the evening. Elias has brand new music, and it starts off with, Who Wants a Mustache Ride? Actually, it was Who Wants to Walk with Elias, and then his music played. For those of you that don't get the Mustache Ride reference, that was actually Joey Ryan's old theme song from like 2009, 2010 in PWG. It was Who Wants a Mustache Ride? And then it went into the what was that show? The guy with the mustache. Now I'm forgetting what it was. That just goes to show how old I am at this point. I'm completely blanking on what the show was. What was it, guys? You guys know, for those of you that are Joey Ryan fans, you know what I'm talking about. But anyways, enough of that. Let's get back to the match here. Elias's new theme, I actually thought the old one was better, personally. I don't understand why he needed a music change, but first thing I was thinking, like, he's going to win this match. Why else does he get brand new entrance music? 24/7 rule is abolished. Shane McMahon saying that Owens cannot touch another referee. Magnum PI, that's it. Thank you, Curtis Butler. That was Joey Ryan's old indie theme song, and it started off with the "Who Wants a Mustache" ride. So Shane McMahon came out, and yeah, I'm thinking, damn it, I was 3-0. I was doing so well with my bracket. They're going to do the screw job in the first match. I was thinking maybe Owens would get past the first match, but nope. Shane McMahon pulled off his outfit to reveal a referee shirt, and then they did the lame-ass roll-up. They didn't even come up with something creative here. Like, I was thinking if Owens was going to get screwed here, and I figured he probably would, at least we'd get something more creative. Instead, it was the same old referee. Heel referee does the quick 3 count, and they've already made the whole King of the Ring thing a joke at this point. You know, they were doing so good with the first 3 matches, and then they got to do the screw job here with the fast count, which has been done to death. It's just so ridiculous. Like, I mean, they should really just do it every single time. Like, but then the heel referees, I mean, at least he just did the fast count, but it's just so ridiculous at this point. This was pretty lame. And then to top things off here, so we got a quick cutaway. I mean, the last 5 minutes of this show was straight out of WCW. I mean, they had this quick roll-up, and before you even had time to digest what was happening, we cut away to the backstage area where you had Roman Reigns, Eric Rowan, and the mystery man, Mike B. My man Mike B with a $5 super chat before I get to the big ending of SmackDown here. He says, the Riftinator submission to win the championship. All right. So the Riftinator, which I guess would be a reverse Canadian Destroyer, whatever that would look like. We'll just call it that, a reverse Canadian Destroyer, to win the championship from Harold Warren. So congratulations to my man Mike B. I'm holding the championship upside down, just like so many WWE legends have over the years. So here we go. The ending of SmackDown. Daniel Bryan's there with Eric Rowan and Roman Reigns. And I'm thinking to myself, if this is Luke Harper, this is going to be great. Because Daniel Bryan's like, you know, I'm going to prove to you right now that you were wrong. Everybody was wrong. Eric Rowan was not the guy. And then he's going to pull off the hood. It's Luke Harper. Everyone goes crazy. 3 guys beat down Roman Reigns. And technically, Bryan wasn't lying, but he got everybody. He gets Roman Reigns. Everyone gets Harper back. You got a cool faction. You got something fun. Instead, it was an Eric Rowan lookalike. There was an awkward moment where the 2 of them are just sitting there, and then the show goes off the air. Terrible ending to the show. This was crap. They spent 2 hours, and I fell for it again. I was thinking maybe this week we'd get a big payoff. We'd get something really cool. Something that's buzzworthy. Something we can talk about with everybody. Saying, you guys, this was an amazing ending to SmackDown. Instead, it was straight out of WCW. Complete garbage. Lame as hell. Big letdown. So yeah, I was not impressed with the ending of SmackDown. The finish was Shane doing the fast count, and then this brought down what was overall a pretty decent SmackDown until the end, I thought. Colin Andrew with a $5 super chat. So Colin Andrew, who started tonight as the champion, has regained the championship from Mike B via a regular Canadian Destroyer. So the Riftinator, if that's the reverse Canadian Destroyer, he won it with a regular Canadian Destroyer. Mamma Mia. Colin Andrew, new NoDQ Super Chat champion, and he says, when will Shane and KO end? And good to see Rowan's dad on TV, LOL. You got me, like, I'm just tired of it. I thought SummerSlam should have been the end of it. Let Shane go away, but they're still doing it. I guess they're going to do a Hell in a Cell match. I mean, I'm assuming that's where this is going at this point. Shane's going to do another big dive or something, and maybe that'll be the end of him. But come on now. Like, just, it's gone past its shelf life. It's getting really old now. And the Eric Rowan dad thing was just lame, so I guess the idea was that Daniel Bryan... If I have to find some positive perspective on this, at least it makes sense that the guy failed. It was just some random guy that looks like Eric Rowan that was trying to take out Roman Reigns, and he's just some random guy, so that's why he failed miserably. I guess when you look at it from that perspective, it's okay, but still... We were all expecting something, or at least hoping for something cool, and we didn't get it. And I got a $5 super chat here from Power Packers 90, who dethrones Colin Andrew. He says, dumbest ending I've seen all year. That was effing lame. 16-time champion. Woo! So you know what that means. It's got to be via the figure 4 leg lock. Power Packers 90, the brand new NoDQ Super Chat champion of the world. Let's do the letter grade. So I was going with a B or a B minus up until the end. The end brought it down for me, and overall I'm just going to give it a C. Average SmackDown. Had some good moments, had some bad moments, but when you balance it all out, it was just a random show, and you know, nothing to really write home about, but nothing overly terrible either. Just random wrestling show. You tune in, you got a mixed bag. That's what SmackDown was. C. TJS agrees with me. He gives it a C. Mr. Anderson also gives it a C. CC Drink with a C. Curtis Butler with a D. Mike C. Let me try that again. Mike C gives it a D for dumb. Shutterbug Fan with a D+. Dr. Scorpio with a C. Sabo Squad with a B for Buddy. Chris Mace gives it a C. And Vin Barron agrees. The ending brought it down to a C for me. Jeremy Dorset with a C+. Great Tribulation loved the show for some reason. Not sure if we were watching the same show, but he gives it an A+. He also could be trolling. I don't know. Maybe he just really loved it. Memba Berries gives it an F- on the flip side. So, again, might just be Memba Berries not membering SmackDown, and therefore gives it an F-. And Don gives it a D. Chris from Michigan, shout out to Chris, gives it a C+. All right, so last thing I wanted to talk about tonight, NXT officially moving to the USA Network on Wednesdays beginning September 18th. No surprise here. Clearly a reaction to AEW. Vince wants to do whatever possible to stop AEW's momentum from building. So put the NXT brand, which has been critically acclaimed, up against AEW. So how do I feel about this? I mean, I'm definitely intrigued by it. I'm curious to see what the numbers are for both shows. Will casual fans be intrigued by NXT versus AEW? I am concerned about the 2 hours. I feel like WWE's product is already oversaturated as it is. So yeah, it's going to be very interesting for sure. I am intrigued. I don't know if it's going to be positive or negative, but I am intrigued. And some people are ruined that NXT will be ruined. Triple H is reportedly going to keep running NXT, so maybe there's hope. It is a very interesting period. So I am looking forward to what's going to happen. So here's a little channel/website announcement. So starting on September 18th, Wednesday nights, I will be going live. Starting that week, I will be going live 3 times a week minimum. It will be Monday night for Raw, Wednesday night for NXT. However, starting October 2nd, I will be doing AEW. So the NXT live reviews will only be for those 2 weeks. And then I'm jumping ship to AEW. And then Friday nights will be SmackDown. I may do a Thursday, depending on how NXT goes those first 2 weeks. I may do Thursday night live streaming with NXT also, but 3 a week guaranteed. That'll be Monday night, Wednesday night, and Friday night, starting that week, September 18th, when NXT starts on USA Network. And of course, I'll also be doing the live pay-per-view recaps from WWE, NXT, and AEW. So a lot more content coming up to the channel soon. Mike B with a $5 super chat. So Mike B, once again, the NoDQ super chat champion of the entire NoDQ Galaxy, defeating Power Packers 90 via, let's see, which move haven't we done yet? How about the disarm her? Mike B wins the championship with a disarmer. Got to get a female superstar in there. So Becky Lynch with the disarmer. Mike B masters it and becomes the new NoDQ Super Chat champion. Perhaps the last one of the evening. Already with a $3 Super Chat says, first time NoDQ champ due to WWE's push to India. Not sure what already means by that, but you got to do the $5 if you're trying to become the Super Chat champion. So 2 more already if you want to become Super Chat champion by the end of the evening. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the Wednesday Night Wars, and time will tell if AEW will be able to withstand the power of the NXT brand, or will WWE just continue to dilute their product and fans just will lose interest in NXT just for the fact that there's too much content. And quite frankly, I think disgruntled WWE fans aren't going to care if NXT's on Wednesday nights. You know, they want an alternative, and to them, NXT is WWE. And they know by watching NXT, they're putting money in Vince's product. I think the real test here is going to be, can these two brands going head-to-head create new wrestling fans? Will wrestling fans tune in to see this new war? Or will it be a dud? Like the first Monday Night War was great. Second one was a bomb. TNA could not compete with WWE on Monday nights. What's going to happen now? I mean, it's a different beast because it's WWE's third brand, which granted is very critically acclaimed, but they don't have that mainstream buzz versus a new brand which has a great cult following, but again, they don't have that mainstream recognition just yet. So we'll see what happens. And Power Packers 90 comes in with a $5 super chat, defeating Mike B, dethroning Mike B to become the new champion. Power Packers 90 hitting the Kenny Omega V trigger to become the new champion, says AEW has already sold out more than NXT has. Well, I'm actually not sure about that because the NXT shows during WrestleMania weekend sold out. It's just a lot of the other ones haven't. But I'm pretty sure AEW has put more people in the arenas than AEW at this point. I mean, AEW's only done a couple of shows. So I'm not sure that's exactly accurate. But thank you nonetheless, Power Packers 90, for that. I appreciate it. And on that note, I will go ahead and wrap up this edition of the NoDQ Live Recap. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Thank you so much for tuning in. Buy a hat, nodq.com/merch. You can also get the classic nodq.com t-shirt, lots of other merchandise. And stay tuned to nodq.com for the very latest regarding All Out, which is coming out very soon. Coming up, end of the month. See you guys next time. Hold on. Colin Andrew with a $5 super chat. So Colin Andrew, no comment. I think he just wanted to be the last champion of the evening. So with the last call, Colin Andrew comes in with a $5 super chat. But wait a minute. Mike B comes in with another $5 super chat with a diamond cutter out of nowhere to defeat Colin Andrew to win the championship. So everyone's trying to come in to be the last champion last minute. Mike B just hit it out of nowhere. Diamond cutter. Like DDP says, you never see it coming. Mike B is our new NoDQ Super Chat champion of the world. So thank you guys again for watching. I appreciate your viewership. Hold on a second, guys. Colin Andrew back again. Colin Andrew hits, how about this? The cleaning press, which is a throwback to NoDQ CAW for any of you that remember that. The cleaning press, which is basically Mr. Clean's version of the shooting star press. So Colin Andrew hits the cleaning press to win the NoDQ Super Chat Championship of the World. You can also buy a NoDQ Super Chat t-shirt over at NoDQ.com/merch. And Mike B comes back again. Oh my goodness, Mike B with a $5 Super Chat says, nah. Mike B hits, let's see, what is a very devastating finisher? He hits the Brock Lesnar F5 to once again become the reigning and defending NoDQ Super Chat Champion of the world. Congratulations to Mike B. You have done more to get this title over than just about anybody, but a lot of you have been working hard to make this title very prestigious. And wait a minute, ladies and gentlemen, we got our Steve Austin versus The Rock tonight. Colin Andrew with a $5 Super Chat, and he is giving it to Virtue. Virtue, you are the new NoDQ Super Chat champion. Good night, everybody. See you next time.